Good morning from U-Haul. I'm about to pick up one of the box trailers with the Lightning. There he is. Can't get my finger to point right. Gonna be towing one of the 6x12 box trailers all the way down to Miami today with the Lightning. Gonna be a pretty fun trip. Going to see just how well the truck will do on a long trip like that. I've done towing trips like this before. I just enjoy doing it, so of course I'm recording it again. We got the new all-terrains on from my last video about the spare tire. Got those installed a few days ago, so efficiency will be a bit hindered by that. As far as aero, because remember, aero is the biggest impact for EVs, especially for towing. My Coleman, you see the roof line of the Lightning. The Coleman's little, I don't know, another twice this height maybe. The U-Haul trailers will actually basically match the roof line of this. So I wish I had a camper topper or something like that to even out the aero some more, but I imagine we shouldn't have too big of an impact. With the Coleman, I get about 0.8 to 1 mile per kilowatt hour, depending on wind conditions and whether or not I have my tent on the back of the bed. But hopefully we'll see, I don't know, maybe upwards of 1.2. I have a few guesses. I'm pretty curious on what we'll get. We'll be on the turnpike pretty much all the way, stopping at a few different charging stops. Hopefully trying out one of the stops down on the turnpike are Flying J. So I've been wanting to try out their chargers for a bit. But yeah, so gonna get hooked up in about 10 minutes from now and we'll be good to go. We'll be headed down. Oh, one more thing. We're also trying out the new ABRP. For those who don't know, a Better Route Planner is an app that you can use to basically route plan like your Tesla or Rivian would do, and other vehicles, of course. I like to be able to do it, outside the truck, and I have it on my iPad mini. And I also have it connected, the latest update lets you have live data, be it with your Rivian, which Rivian actually bought ABRP. You can pair your Rivian to it to get live data, or if you have a Lightning, like myself, you can use one of these bad boys, an OBD Bluetooth LE unit, and I can pair that to the iPad mini and therefore ABRP, and I get live data, live state of charge, I'm guessing live efficiency data as well. So it'll be pretty fun. I'll be checking in throughout the trip, showing my efficiency and showing just how well that app works. I can put profiles on it too with what trailer I have and what efficiency I'll have for it. I already pre-did my Coleman camper efficiency, but I forgot what efficiency I got for this U-Haul, so I'll probably input that maybe after the first leg of the trip. So probably first leg, first charging stop is when I'll probably really get to use on the ABRP app. But about to go and get hooked up, so I'll check in later on. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. All right, we got the trailer hooked up. As said earlier, it's pretty much in line with the roof line, maybe a tad bit higher. This hitch rides a bit higher than my last one, which was a drop hitch. But other than that, I think we'll be pretty good. Pretty excited to see how this tows. So we're gonna go and grab some breakfast and hit the road, and I'll be checking in a little bit. All right, first charging stop with the trailer. Had to park a bit interesting here today. Made sure I'm not blocking anyone. They have space to go out over there. Had to wait for a Kia Niro to finish charging before I could park here. And now we're gonna plug in and use CCS1. There's also a chat mode, which is pretty cool. And get charging. Now, for navigation, I ended up using ABRP as planned, and it's doing pretty good. It's having a stroke right now because I took too long to wait for a charger, so it's kind of wondering what's going on. But the telemetry was good, and my arrival range was like spot on. So it was also taking my efficiency using this OBD, and yeah, it got, I think, within 1% of my arrival percentage from when I left to here. I burned a little bit looping around waiting for the spot to come out, but so far so good. We're at 10%, so a good state of charge. Of course, it's not too big of a deal for state of charge for Lightning because they all charge relatively the same speed no matter what the state of charge is, which is pretty nice. Nice, reliable hardy curve. But yeah, trailer's doing good, truck's doing excellent. I love towing with this thing. So gonna go ahead and plug up, get some snacks, and get back on the road in maybe about 45 minutes to an hour. All right, we had to move. The FPL's app wasn't really cooperating, so had to sit and wait for a little while longer. But we are now at the corner spot on the supercharger at a very awkward position, but had to make sure I wasn't blocking anybody. So this is where I'll be at for a little while. Charging speed, we're looking at 161. I'll probably go back up to 100 or maybe 95. We'll see, depending on the curve. But yeah, we'll be here for a little bit. The U-Haul trailer. There are multiple Cybertrucks here. There's one over there. There's one here, and then there's a real truck. The F-150. All right, pretty deep charging session, but we're about to get ready to go finish our trip down to Miami. Pretty good. I mean, not the fastest. I had a precondition as well, but it was fine because I took a little nap, got some snacks. So we're about to get back on the road and finish pulling the U-Haul. Final charging stop of this leg of the trip. We've basically arrived in Miami. We're like just barely north of where I'm going. And we are here at one of my favorite stations, Ayana. So we're going to plug in here. We're at one of the CCS spots. Pretty empty day, which I'm glad, because that means I can inconvenience the least amount of people with my trailer. Try to kind of tuck it away so that people can still get by, and I'm not blocking this port. So should be pretty good. Let's go and get plugged in. All right, we're here at another Wawa. You're on our way back now. Charging in a pretty cool position, looking pretty good. We are actually at a decently high state of charge. We're at like 50 something. But I think we arrived at 54, I believe. The reason I stopped early is because there's a stretch of chargers I really don't want to stop at in areas that are kind of little sketchy areas, being Florida. So instead, we're going to stop a bit early, deep charge here, and then stretch it all the way up north toward the Port St. Lucie area, maybe a bit higher. And I really want to stop with that Pilot Flying J charger next. So I ended up going off my own route planning versus using the ABRP for this trip, because ABRP wouldn't allow me to charge so early. So, but once this charging session's done, I should say, we'll head up north again, and hopefully we can get some real use out of ABRP. And once we get to the Flying J, I'll try to give you guys a walkthrough on how it's going so far. But towing's great, adventure's great. I love driving this thing. I love this truck. Whoop. And don't worry, I've did my best to make sure I do not block this spot, so people can still charge here in 1B. All right, we're at our second to last charging stop. I was going to try to stretch it out with a Flying J, but I stopped here for a little bit to make it there. So we're back at Port St. Lucie, where we were at last time. Thankfully, a lot less packed here, so looking pretty good. There's actually a lightning over at FPL all the way down there. And see lightning, and then lightning. Highland jump scare. So we're here charging. Been using ABRP, a better route planner. So right now we're here at Port St. Lucie. We're going to be going up to this Flying J, which I'm pretty excited about. Pilot Flying J. We want to test out that one. So we're going to be going there, and then we'll be going up home to Orlando. So pretty good. Route planning's been great. It has live data, so it knows my range, my efficiency, everything else. Yeah, it's been pretty nice. Pretty good trip so far. Dang it. So we're on our way to the Pilot Flying J. It tells us what our estimated arrival is. I charged a little longer because I was filming that last scene. So due to the OBD, we have live state of charge, which is 59%, and we'll know around what we're going to arrive at. It's been pretty much dead on, maybe plus or minus 1%. on arrival, but that's where we'll arrive at the Flying J. I could have potentially deep charged at Tesla and then made it home, but I really want to try out this Flying J charger, so I'm fine with the extra stop. On to Yeehaw Junction. So I've been keeping an eye on the efficiency on the truck. We've been going between 1.3, 1.2 pretty much all day. And interestingly, what ABRP has been getting from the OBD has been around 1.42, which is interesting because both of them are different, but the estimations have been pretty spot on between the two of them for like the guessometer or whatever. And so pretty interesting, but we're getting pretty close to Flying J. We're about 26 minutes out. It will be there pretty soon, but I'm thinking I'm going to err on the truck's built-in data being 1.2, pretty much trip wide. We hit 1.6 and we were stuck in traffic, but yeah, I think I'd stick with that as far as what I trust. All right, we're at our third and final charging stop. We're at a Pilot Flying J, and we have some GM chargers. GM in the Ford. Great nice setup here. This is my first time using one of these chargers. I've been really wanting to test one, which is why I went out of my way to stop at one. So we're gonna go ahead and plug in. I'd imagine this will reach. Let's see. Let me make sure this reaches before I start. Oh yeah, it'll reach. Nice. All right. Well, let me work out payment stuff, and then we will get charging. And we're charging. Going across the hood, but it works. My first time using one of these, but it's pretty good. So, charging. Yep, we're at 31%. Oh, my members are dirty. But yeah, we're going pretty well so far. We'll be here for a little bit, and then we'll be making the final leg home. But all in all, good trip. Been nice using ABRP. Can't really complain much. Had a few issues, but not too bad. All right, done charging. Pretty high SOC. We're gonna make it home with plenty of extra juice. But yeah, pretty good overall trip. Gonna finish this last leg back home, but pretty good performance both by the truck, the charging stations, and ABRP. I have a few ideas on how to make ABRP a bit better, but for what I need it for, it definitely got the job done. And I love having the live telemetry to basically have the same advantages like a Tesla or a Rivian would have for live state of charge, live efficiency, routing based on those metrics. So, pretty good. All right, trip is done. Returned the U-Haul this morning. It's now the next morning. Trip went pretty good. Charging was great. Trailer was great. Truck was great. Our ABRP was great. Just all around a good trip. Looking forward to towing some more. I'm looking forward to doing some more tests with ABRP soon. So, thanks you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next towing trip.